Hey, welcome back, my fellow humble investors. It's me, E.T. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who's always looking for ways to increase one's net worth. Now, guys, today's video is a humble video. And it's been a while since I did a video on Humbl. Matter of fact, my last video was on January 14th, 2022, this year. So it's been over 2 months now. And I had a subscriber write in the comment section asking me exactly that question. Why haven't I made any videos on Humbl? I've got three reasons why I haven't made really any videos on Humbl. As you can remember, I am 100% sold and have high conviction on Humbl. I was doing videos at least once a week for the longest. Then after that, in January, I decided that I was going to cut it back to about once a month. Just to kind of bring everyone updated on it. And now I've just decided that, you know what, I am not going to do the once a week or once a month videos on Humbl. And I have three reasons why. Let's go over reason number one. Reason number one is that when I started this YouTube channel, my goal was really is to talk about ways to increase one's net worth and also financial literacy. Now, something that I came up with a few years back is I have what I call the 7 tenets of financial education and or literacy, whatever you want to call it. But the 7 tenets to financial literacy is this here. Tenet number 1 is planning. Number 2 is saving. Number 3 is investing. Number 4 is credit management. And number 5 is spending. Number 6 is giving. And number 7 is tracking. Those are the tenets that I feel that every individual needs to work towards mastering. And as a result of that, there's no doubt in my mind, your net worth will increase. You'll have a better understanding on how money works, and you'll learn how to play the game of money. For example, when it comes to credit management is nothing more than a game. I wanted to teach and show people how they can move their credit score up to at least a 780, but I haven't done it. I mean, I started out that way. Then, I did videos on some of the companies that I was very interested in. And you all know that, Humbl was definitely one of those companies that I had such a high conviction on, and that I wanted to spread that word to any and everyone who wanted to listen. All right, so that's one of the reasons. I'm going to move back towards focusing on increasing one's financial literacy in those 7 tenet areas there. Number 2, the second reason is Humbl is no longer my favorite speculative stock. All right, don't get me wrong. It is still one of my favorite. It is not the favorite. My favorite speculative stock, penny stock right now, is ILUS International, ILUS. I have plenty of videos on that. Go back and check some of those out. But Humbl now is not my favorite. And there's a lot of different reasons why. Nothing against Humbl. Keep this in mind. My conviction on Humbl is 100% solid. I haven't sold one share, and I plan not to sell any shares. I understand this is a buy and hold play, but I've accumulated enough shares of Humbl that I don't need to accumulate anymore. And realistically, once George Sharp put it out there that there is a possibility of a reverse stock split, at that point it's like, you know what, I'll wait and see what happens. I understand what Humbl is trying to do. You know, they're trying to set things up to possibly move and upgrade to the NASDAQ. You know, a lot of different ways they can do that, but the number one thing they're going to have to do is increase their price, the share price of the stock. It's currently sitting at 13 cents. It hasn't done a lot over the course of the last, well, we already know, the year. But even more shorter term, you know, if you look at it, you pull up a 5-day chart, it's a downward trending chart. If you pull up a 1-month chart, downward trending. 3-month chart, downward trending. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to increase the price of the stock to at least $2 to possibly try to upgrade or uplist to the NASDAQ. Now, some of these companies out there are using other tactics in order to do that, so far as spin-offs and things of that nature there. But the bottom line is this here. I understand where they want to go. They're not there yet. And as a result of that, the price of the stock is suffering. And I understand that if I continue to buy the stock at the current price, all that's going to do is reduce my cost basis, give me a lot more shares. But I have I have a lot of shares now, and right now I just want to sit back, see what happens within Humbl. Not saying that I'm going to sell anything. I am not going to. I'm going to hang on to it, and I would tell any and every one, hang on to it. Definitely be those diamond hands. However, I mean, that leads me to the third reason why, and there is not a lot of information that's coming out that's really moving the needle. There's information that's coming out that is what I call just noise. Don't get me wrong. A lot of good information. You know, you've had the acquisition of BizSecure, another acquisition of a Latin American tech company there. They secured additional financing. So there's a lot of things that, yes, you know, the pieces of the puzzles, building blocks, laying that foundation for future growth that's going on right now. But none of that is currently moving the needle. So what I've decided to do is really I will only do videos on Humbl on things that move that needle. Because right now this needle is almost on E. E is 0. We're at 13 cents. I want to start doing videos when that needle starts to move, you know, further and further to the right, to that full mark. But not only that, I've been waiting and I want to do videos. I'm going to continue to do videos on Humbl each and every time they have a release of their earnings. We haven't received one. We don't have one for the fourth quarter or 2021. Fourth quarter ended in December of 2021. Normally, we would have the release of the earnings by the second month at the end of the quarter. Realistically, I was expecting that we should have something around the 14th of February. Here we're in April right now. Still no fourth quarter earnings. I understand what's going on. Humbl is eventually trying to get to the NASDAQ. If I'm not mistaken, they're trying to move to that the QB and also the QX. In order to do that, they may have to go out and get some accounting firms that is accustomed to that can help them make it to that next level there. I understand all of that, but still, we don't know exactly how they did in the fourth quarter. I know it's going to indicate growth, but I want to see growth and where the growth is coming from, the revenue growth is coming from. So once they release that, I'll do another video. If something just major change where it's going to really move that needle, definitely I'll be on it. But until then, you know, I'll stay on top of it. I have Humbl. I have all kinds of alerts on Humbl when it comes to price, when it comes to news and so forth. I'll continue to look at that. If I think that news is not going to move the needle, I'll just say, hey, thumbs up, that's great, not report on it. And for myself, I consider that just to be noise on a short term noise. On the long term, yes, it's definitely should. A lot of things they've done, you know, securing of biz secure and so forth, has more of a long term implications more so than short term. It wasn't enough to move the needle, and if it did, it just barely moved it. And guess what? That gave the shorts the opportunity to come back in and short the stock and move it back down again. We need something significant that's going to move that needle and keep that needle where it's at. But that's the reason why I just wanted to come out and do a video to explain why I have not made any videos on Humbl, and those are my 3 reasons. You know, I want to move this channel towards more financial education when it comes to your total financial literacy versus just concentrating on just one particular stock or individual stocks. I also, you know, Humbl, since Humbl is not my favorite speculative stock anymore, that kind of takes my attention away from it also. But like I said, I also have my alerts set up for everything. And I'm looking for something to move that needle, guys. So with all that, hopefully that answers your questions as to why. And you know, I'm not saying that I'm not going to do it. I'll do more videos, but I'm just waiting for some key information there. So with all that being said, guys, hopefully you've got something from this video. If so, make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. And in closing, always remember, you got to save, you got to invest, and then you have to apply what you know, because knowledge by itself is not power. It's the application of knowledge is power. Guys, I will see you on the next video. And also check out some of my other videos there, not only on ILAs, but also on other things, talking about inflation, things that's going to help increase our financial literacy. You guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.